Well, welcome to another episode of the Terry and Frank Show. Boy, we have a fun episode planned today. We're so thrilled to have an audience. It's great. Feel free to ask comments. We're going to find out about the power of fitting in. So, hi, I'm Frank Wander. I'm the founder of People Productive. We help companies, build cultures where they most effectively use the time, talent, energy of their people. Tara?
Hello, I'm Terry Mays. I'm a certified culture engineer with focus on helping companies bring out the best in their people.
Yeah, super. So, there's this enormous need for humans to fit in. We're going to look at a video today. I think it's fun, actually. It's a really good experiment that was done. It is without a doubt a fun video. We're going to break it into some pieces. We'll talk about how these different segments really relate to the workplace. Terry's put together some takeaways for you. We'll go over those. And Tara, I think we should just dig right in. You want to make any
Let's
opening comments on this or?
let's jump in. I think it's a
Right.
fun video. People are going to really enjoy this one.
Yeah. Okay. So Marcel's going to key up segment one. Let's take a look at this. Oh, by the way, this is an office. People are coming in, and you're going to see that there's a norm starting to form in this place. Let's get right into it.
See if this woman would stand up at the sound of this tone simply because everyone else is. You might be thinking you'd never go along with this. Or would you? After just 3 beeps, and without knowing why she's doing it, this woman is now conforming perfectly to the group. But what happens if we take the group away?
Okay. So here's a woman. She arrives at this office. It's obviously an eye exam. You can see the eye chart in the background. At the end of the day, without having any reason to want to stand up when there's a beep, because it's absurd. There's a beep, everybody stands up. Could it be a more absurd norm? I think it's really comical, but she does. And she doesn't question it. And there are so many experiments like this. People want to fit in. They want to be one of the group. There is just no question about it, right, Tara?
That's right. People want to fit. We've learned this from kindergarten, from preschool, on the playground. Like people want to have friends. They want to fit in. They want to have a group that they can identify with. And this is exactly the same thing that happens in the workplace. People want to feel like they belong, that they're accepted, that they have friends at work, that they feel like they can relate to their coworkers. And that this is just one very powerful way to show that how important this need to fit in translates into our everyday lives. So here's this lady in the doctor's office following along with the norm that she has no idea why she's doing it, but she's doing it because she doesn't want to be the odd man out. That
Yeah,
happens at work all the time.
that happens at work all the time. So, here's an individual. They come into the workplace and they pick up on the norm. This is an obvious one, but every workplace has norms. People pick up on them and they embrace them and they start doing it because that's how you fit in. So this really, really shows the power of norms in the workplace. All right, let's
Yeah.
go to the next piece of this. People are leaving.
Okay, now she's alone. The crowd is gone and nobody is watching her except our hidden cameras. What do you think she'll do? She's now conforming to the rules of the group without them even being there.
I love it.
Yes, that is hilarious when you think about the power of positive norms in your
Yes.
organization. How impactful that is to have people that are demonstrating and modeling before the leaders are the people that are modeling before their employees very positive culture, behavior, cultural norms that you want in your organization so much that people want to fit in that they'll follow those norms even when the leader is not there, even when the person that started the norm is not there, when
That's
it's a good, healthy cultural environment.
Oh, you're so right, Tara. It's just so important that these things are enduring, and you can see they are when there are norms that everybody follows all the time. when people are alone and no one is watching, they're going to, you know, engage in responsible behavior. They're going to, embrace that norm. They're going to live it. And boy, that's a great culture, because if you're spreading positive norms and normative behaviors throughout the place, look at how well your organization can run.
Yes, absolutely. And this translates into everyday things like, am I keeping my word? Do I say what I'm mean and mean what I say? Do I follow up on what I'm supposed to be doing? Am I taking care of the things that I need to take care of? These are the norms that we talk about that you want infused into your organization, so that now each person takes that as their own internal cultural norm that they exhibit. And then it just becomes a norm that everyone is expected to keep their word.
Yeah.
Everyone is expected to follow up on their activities.
Yeah, big time. It is all these little norms that form, that people embrace, that create a really well-run shop, right? And create a great emotional experience for the people there. All right,
Right.
let's go to the next piece of this.
Now, watch what happens when we introduce another outsider who doesn't know the rules.
Have a seat and they'll be out in just a couple minutes. Thanks so much.
This is great, very funny.
Everybody was doing it, so I thought I was supposed to.
Think she'll teach the new guy what to do? We kept
So this is fantastic. Everybody joins in. If you watch this, the whole waiting room fills up, and now the whole group is doing it. So nobody said, really, why are you doing it? And Louis, the same applies to a negative norm, though. Culture assimilates social behaviors. Thank you for the comment. And it is the negative ones that you find in so many organizations that have become accepted. And the new people come in and maybe they start talking behind everybody's back negatively. These things really ruin the whole social fabric. Hey, Louis, thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. So I think this says a lot about the world of work and the power leaders have and individuals have when modeling the right behaviors. You can see that human desire to fit in is real, and whether they're doing good or bad stuff. Look at this, Anthony, buddy. I'm actually feeling a compulsion myself to stand at the tone. I love it. Thank you. Yeah, we can play this enough, and Terry and I will stand up. No doubt
That's
about it.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
But think about the power in this, the power that this is happening, whether we know it or not, whether we realize it or not. People come into the organization and they're looking to the leadership to tell them what the cultural norms are in that organization. And so if you find that people are micromanaging, if you have leaders that micromanage their people, then you tend to have a bunch of people that feel like they can't make a decision on their own without asking for somebody else's support. And they check the checker and they recheck and they overcheck. They're constantly just going overboard because they're being micromanaged. When you have those negative behaviors, you're so right. The negative behaviors will influence the entire organization. And before you know it, you've got a room full of people that are nitpickers. And then, the same, it happens negatively and it happens positively. So why not use that to your advantage when we know that humans are wired, even on the playground as little kids, we were wired to find somebody that we could play with, to have a friend on the playground. It's the same thing. As adults, we still just want to have some people that we can connect with and feel like we belong, that we're there in that organization and we actually fit. We feel like we can embrace the norms that the company has because they're our very own norms. You don't want to be in a place where the company has norms that don't really line up with your own cultural values. Then there's conflict. So it's
Yeah.
exciting when you can be in a place where you feel like the company's values and your values are in alignment.
Yeah, everybody on board's into the culture, so, most companies, "Hey, let's get them trained, let's get them access to systems, let's make sure they know what to do, how to do it, what are the key priorities." They're not thinking about this. That's why this is part of the onboarding process. It's happening anyway,
Right.
so you might as well design what are these norms, make sure everybody knows them, thank them for following them, make them really feel like they are a cultural fit when they follow them, applaud them for being so good at, coming onto the organization and fitting in. And they're gonna start putting roots down fast. They're really gonna like it. Long as the norms conform to who they think they are and believe in. So you want the right norms, obviously.
Right. And it's key for the leadership to exhibit these norms and to reinforce them. Like Frank said, there should be rewards and benefits for keeping your word and following up on what you're supposed to follow up on. Everybody has a lot going on these days. Most companies, people wear more than one hat. That's not
Mhm.
unusual to have more than one level of responsibility. So when people are really stepping up to the plate and sticking with their commitments and following up, recognize that, praise that. Those are behaviors that you want in the organization. So praise those behaviors in your people when you see them, because that will inspire them to be more like what you want them to be. So if
Mhm.
you're constantly talking down to people and maybe not sharing positive feedback, then people pick up on that, and then the environment becomes critical, and now everybody is criticizing for one reason or the other. you
Oh,
know
yeah. We've all seen that.
Negatives, they work just the same. So use this to your advantage. Seriously, this is a really big one, because people really do have that need. It's a biological need. It's not something that we just kind of a nice to have. It's an actual biological need to be able to
Yep.
connect as
They wanna
humans.
fit in. It's part of
Right.
being human. They wanna be in your organization. So the great resignation, which so many companies are experiencing, is all about the fact they don't understand these human factors of leadership. They're not building environments where people wanna come in and put down roots, at least not consciously. And
Right.
this is all intentional. You've got to understand what this is, how to use it, what are the right norms. That is a skill and a competency, and every leader in this era will grow those, or their companies are gonna be in trouble. There's just no
Yeah.
question about it.
Absolutely.
There, we should pull up the, kind of the takeaways, I think.
Yes, yes. You absolutely want to create that environment where it's sticky. That's the way I like to think about it. It's sticky, where people feel like I can stick with this company. I can believe in what the company believes in. I believe the company believes in me. So these are some of the ways that you can make people feel like they can stick around, in that sticky organization.
Mhm.
So everybody has this biological need for acceptance and inclusion. This is not something that's just limited to a certain group or a certain company or a certain organization. This is a need that transcends everyone. So it's across
The
the
human
board.
need.
Everybody has this human need for acceptance and inclusion. So use that to your advantage. Inclusion is a leading factor for engagement. We've got a lot of people and companies that are focused on employee engagement. Employee engagement, it's kind of a buzzword these days, but inclusion is one of those leading factors that helps people feel
Mhm.
like they can be totally engaged. And that's what everybody wants, because engagement improves the bottom line. So this is all about building your company and helping your business grow and thrive. So next, it's your turn now, your move. Think about these questions. How
Yeah.
inclusive is your organization? And then how can you inspire change? What can you actually do to make things a little bit better? Because the leadership is setting the tone, but you can lead by influence. So even if you don't have leadership responsibilities, you're not a manager in your company, you can still lead by influence by setting examples. It's very much an important responsibility of the leaders to set the tone, but we can actually feed into that if you don't have a lead, if you're not in a leadership role, by leading by influence. So make sure that you're doing all that you can to make the culture as thriving as possible.
Yeah, and, please, follow People Productive. We send invites out to everybody following People Productive automatically for each one of the shows. We're here every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. You can watch them go back to prior episodes if you want. And feel free to, email us. And you can find us on LinkedIn. We're connected to a lot of the folks that come. Email us with anything. We love helping people, answering questions. It's no problem. So next week, we're going to be looking at how curiosity and fun really are so important in the workplace. And we'll show you an experiment that was done that I think will open your mind, that if you can find ways to make work more fun, you're going to be more innovative. Even, the most boring things can be made fun, and I think you'll love it. So we hope to see you there. We appreciate the questions. Thank you so much for coming.
Yes. Thanks, Shantae.
Yeah. Thanks, Anthony, Lewis. Thank you so much for coming
Yes.
in. Yeah.
Luis
Really appreciate it.
joined us
Luis,
again.
yes.
Yes. Thanks, Luis.
Yeah, Luis, thank you. I guess that's it, Tara. We'll have to say goodbye, right?
I think we have to say goodbye on this one. But
See
if
you
you
next
need
week.
any more information, for sure, reach out to us on LinkedIn, follow us on People Productive. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, love to hear from you. Absolutely. Be well.
All right. Bye for now.